I need
those cautionary
it's
measures.
Me.
Sure.
And I have to be smart about it to be around forever, for as long as it takes to get them through their life and share all those moments.
I am very, very sorry. And this is very hard. And I'm certain that someone is out there and you've lost a loved one and you're devastated. And this situation is very traumatic for you and you're probably wondering if you will ever make it through. I looked at Dr. Phil's show, it's been a few months ago, and it was really hard. A young lady had lost her husband. He left and they were expecting him to return. And she went on about his character, and she kept stating he was a good man. And she really went through that dark stage where there are stages where you went through maybe anger and bitterness, because sometimes people don't understand that it's okay to feel these emotions and it's normal. Did you go through different stages?
I did, but I had to be careful with that because I had three little faces staring at me at every moment. So I had to be very careful with my moments of letdown. I picked moments when they weren't around. And because obviously I cried in front of them at church. I mean, every little thing. You know, Father's Day, that we won't do that again. You know, they have all the dads stand up at church, and I was there that day. I'm like, oh, how can I do this? You know, things like that. And you know, so I have to do things differently. But I had trust me, I had my moments. And in the closet, screaming and probably not saying some things that I would ever repeat.
Right, and that's okay. The closets are good. Closets are good because they don't tell. They don't tell. We all, I think, have a secret spot and somewhere that we have to go to. And I think that people need to understand that it's okay to release the emotions and that you go through various stages.
And questioning God.
Sure.
Well, how could you do this?
And your faith, I'm sure at one point, and we probably have about a minute left, but your faith, I'm confident that had to waver your relationship with God. And you probably thought, well, Lord, you said you'd never leave us nor forsake us. You'd be with us to the end. And this has happened. So what happens at that point?
I know. And I got to honestly say, my faith is stronger today than it has ever been.
Wow.
And I know my girlfriends were like, how could that be? And I said, I trust in God.
Wow.
There's a plan here. And I am a better mother, and maybe that was part of the plan.
Wow. I know when you don't know.
I don't know.
But
I have to trust that I'm in his hands.
His care. Well, you know what? We'd like to pick back up with the second segment. Stay tuned, and we hope that you will keep the control and keep your channel on this station. We'll return. We're talking to Cheryl Steigler. She lost her husband, a sudden heart attack. And thank you again.
My name is Jennifer Dow, and I'm here with my friend Liberty. Yes, and we are the hosts for The Single Parent, brought to you by Christ Our Shepherd Ministries. And what we do on our show is we bring fresh perspective and real solutions to today's single parents.
Absolutely. And we're going to deal with a lot of the core subject matters that single parents deal with, from needing to get babysitters to the frustration of trying to juggle time frames and schedules and get all of those things done under one household with one parent.
And how do you do that, Esther?
Well, lots of prayer, lots of planning, lots of highlighters for me.
And so, this is a single parent and issues facing today's single parent, but through a biblical worldview.
Absolutely. And the most essential thing is to know that they're not alone.
We're looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to it too. So make sure to tune in. Again, that's The Single Parent. And I'm Jennifer Dow.
And I'm Liberty. And remember that you are not alone.
Amen.
Yes.
Yes.
Thanks for tuning back in. I'm Liberty Deese with The Single Parent, brought to you by Christ Our Shepherd Ministries. We're here with Cheryl Steigler, and she's sharing her heart. She has encountered a very, very horrific situation, losing her husband to a sudden heart attack 5 years ago. And we felt that this program should be aired because I'm sure that there are individuals out there that have encountered a loss of a loved one. Cheryl, could you tell us just a little bit about Rick and your girls, for those viewers that just tuned in, and what it was like in the marriage, and now the difference of not having your husband around?
Well, Rick was a wonderful person. He was well liked in the business field. I mean, he was a very bright man, and the girls just loved their daddy. He was a great dad. They laughed at his job that I got to get home. It's bath time. I got to leave.
Oh, good for him.
So he knew his priority,
Yes.
that as a dad, as a husband, and then your career.
Yes.
And that was very important to him.
Sure.
So the girls just loved their father.
Wow.
And
you shared he was running a marathon.
he was training for the marathon, the Boston Marathon.
Okay.
He was on a long run and had a heart attack.
Okay.
So, and this was down here in Charlotte. It happened here at home while he was running this. So.
And you had no family here.
No family. I had, we moved here and we met friends. We established our church. We have a community in the neighborhood, which wonderful friends, but no family. So after this happened, I think everybody was kind of waiting and seeing. My mother wanted to be here, my in-laws.
To move back home.
But they wanted me to go back up there, and I just, that year, I needed to take and just see where I wanted to be and what I needed to do.
Good for you.
We still live in the same home where Rick, where we stayed there because I felt that was important for the girls to be surrounded by where he was.
Sure.
So we waited that year to see how things were going to be. I took the girls to support groups that year, very early on, because you know, it's interesting when this happens. Everybody is calling and giving you some information, and you're trying to decide what you need to do, what you don't want to do. And again, you're in this fog because your life has drastically changed. So you're just trying to do the right thing.
Yes.
And I was concerned about the children. I just wanted to make sure that they were okay. So through Charlotte Hospice program, they recommended Kindermorn, which is a wonderful program here in Charlotte. For anybody that had lost a member of the family and is going through grieving, and for all ages. And so my two older ones had gone and sat with counselors, and they had a little group that they went with other children, because it's amazing how many young widowed people are in Charlotte. It just blew me away. I thought I was alone.
Yes.
And I thought my kids were going to be the only kids. And when you start talking and you start going out to support groups and you look, I went to a young widows group and I was in a room with over 20, 30 people, and I thought, oh my gosh, this is wrong. What is wrong with this? And it was comforting for me to sit with other women and men and know that they're going through the same thing I'm going through, that loss. But you still have to be a parent. You still have to get up that next morning, and you still have to drive them to school and do that and then some. So that support was important for me because I felt alone. I love my friends. A lot of them are divorced. A lot of them are married. It's not the same.
No.
I don't have that every other weekend.
Not. No.
And so I'm 24/7, and they don't understand that. So knowing a group of people who are in that same situation,
like a new family, newfound
family.
Yes.
And what do you do in this situation? How do you, and just to compare notes and get a feel that I'm not alone.
Yes.
That was huge for me. That was help that first year to get out of that fog.
Yes.
Okay, I can do this. I can do this.
And you're a strong person to take those steps. A lot of people have a difficult time and they stay in the shell, pull the blinds down, and want to give up. But I think it really makes a difference having kids and having
absolutely. I was blessed.
In this
and I thank
particular
God every
case,
day.
sure, that you knew you had to get up for the girls.
Absolutely, because I could see how people will do the blinds, put the blanket over the head.
Yes.
Because there were some mornings I wanted to do that.
Yes.
And I had someone pulling on my blanket.
And you know, you're honest, and a lot of times
Well,
that's difficult. Tell me about the support groups. What were some of the things that they shared? Because I'm sure there are people that are watching that have young kids that are probably curious relative to the program structure. What are some of the things that your girls benefited from, if you don't mind sharing?
It was through my church, St. Matthew's. And the program that I went through was a young widows group. It's Healing Hearts.
Yes.
And going there once a week, I was able to talk to other people as to how they got things done being on their own.
Okay.
What did they do?